Okay, welcome back to episode 51 of my Stationeers Mars playthrough. Now, last episode we were working on our second rocket, and I was hoping we'd have 2 rockets flying by now, and that would be our 50th episode complete. Sadly, whilst I've got the second rocket finished, I have concluded that the other rocket, the ice mining rocket, actually is lost in space. I think the reason being that was left turned off for too long and did not recall it, and I think it has run out of fuel and is now gone. So I'm guessing that, yeah, and in fact status 7 on the mode there is telling us it's lost. It may be that we can get it to come back, but I think we can't, so I think we're going to need to build another rocket. However, before we do that, a couple of things. One, I'm going to split these 2 circuits, so I'm going to quickly move this across, and I'm going to split them with an APC. I think having 2 rockets on the same circuit is also not helping, and has caused some confusion. Although I'm certainly not suggesting that the loss of the rocket was anything other than a user error on my part by leaving the IC turned off for too long. But nonetheless, I still don't think things are working quite as intended. So I'm going to do that, and I'm going to get that in there, and I'm going to reprogram that. Whoops. Reprogram that. Of course, that's not going to do anything at the moment. So I'm going to put an APC in there. And now I'm going to do a little bit of a stock take and work out quite how far away we are from being able to make another rocket. I think the answer is quite a lot, but I'm hoping that with a mining rocket that we can actually fix that problem reasonably quickly.
Jetpack on.
Right, so there we go. So the APC is useful because it doesn't allow data to flow between the 2 sides, so that just isolates them onto separate networks. I should probably put another APC realistically on this, across here really, so that all of these are completely separate in their connections. But for now, let's do that. Whoops, I had it. Turbo pump. What's that supposed to be set to? That should be the fuel display, right, okay. Oh, the display's set on the other side, isn't it? Okay, I'm actually going to have to make this into 2 completely separate sub-networks. And I suspect this is possibly where some of the problems came from, actually. Having 2 launch levers and things like that.
Jetpack low.
Yeah, I don't know why I'm running my jetpack, really. I don't need it. Right. This definitely feels like pad B. It's not quite as fancy as pad A, is it? Right. It will be in due course. That's where we'll take that. We'll take it around the edge, so I'm going to need more cable.
Jetpack on.
So I'm slightly gambling here that I can manage to get enough resources to replenish this. Right, I'm also going to colour code. Right, I know we haven't used white, so we'll have some white.
Jetpack on.
I don't actually know if you can paint the rocket. Oh, it seems like you can. Well, perhaps we should try that.
Jetpack low.
Probably not now, though. No, that's the wire cutters. Just couldn't see for looking. I do wonder whether I can run it. Oh no, there's no way I'm going to have to do that without it interfering with that cable anyway, so I will have to run it up the side. Right. Come on, in there. That's not right, is it? Right, hang on. No, I'll run this along the edge. I think that is the best solution.
Jetpack low.
I know my jetpack's low, but I'm not actually using it, so you didn't need to tell me right now, although I am about to avoid falling in that hole. Actually. No, I'm going to save my steel sheets, because I'm going to need them to build a new rocket. Right, and that's that. Okay, good. Right, so now let's just... The thing I don't like so much about this hard suit is the visibility is definitely more limited. On the other hand, I didn't die when I released all the ice, so, you know, bonus points for that. Right, save. Mucking about, let's just spray the rest of it.
Jetpack critical. Power low.
Oh, that was nearly an unhappy landing. Okay, now the other thing I am going to do while I've got white paint in my hand...
Air tank critical.
That's better.
Waste tank critical.
Okay, good. And longer term I need to think about whether I more substantially split the rocket power networks away from the gas ones. I probably ought to do that, but for now that's fine. Right, so we've got very little in there now, as expected. This bit of chute could come out at some point as well. So the question is, can I get that reconnected now so that I could actually run the rocket? That would be very nice.
Jetpack on.
Yeah, this is a poor choice of places to put that lever. Right, we've got almost no fuel. I'm hoping that there's enough oxygen that we just need to run the mixer. We were quite low on oxygen, but we still remain quite low on oxygen, let's be honest. Right, that's isolated and got pressure. Okay, I definitely need to find a better place to put the
Jetpack on.
fuel display.
Hydration critical.
However, that is filling. Off it goes. So the good thing with turbo pumps is you can reverse the direction. So we've got 15 MPa of fuel in there. I could just as easily start sucking that back out again whilst we don't need it, and then that becomes available fuel in the pipe network here. Actually, it's a good point. The risk of... I know it's off now anyway. Unfortunately, this thing thinks there's still a rocket to be had. Okay. So obviously that is going to return us hopefully some materials. We need quite a lot to build another rocket, but I think it can be done. And I think it can be done a bit quicker. So I've got a bit of a catalogue of what I need to make. So in terms of current supplies, we've only got 8G of Constantan, so we're definitely going to need some more of that. 68 of Invar, and we're actually going to need 98. Going to need 135 Electrum, which we've just about got, so that's good. 268 steel, and that doesn't include the steel needed to make the other alloys, so we definitely need some more of that. And then the reason that we keep running out of copper is each rocket takes 316 copper all in to make it. Well, I know we haven't got that much. That's 150 lurking in there. And then there's a little bit left in the machine. To make the electronics parts, we also need 171 iron, which is going to be a problem because we're short of that. 151 gold. We also need some silicon, but that will be fine. A tiny bit of solder, that's also fine. I need to make 88 astraloy, 55 stellite as well. So those will both also need steel. So the total amount of steel we're going to require here is about 135 plus 268. So let's call it 400, near enough. Probably slightly more than 400 actually, although that does include the steel that's required to make all of the steel sheets, and I have already got 43 of those out of the 88 in total that I need. So that may help, and for those that are wondering, yes, I did make a spreadsheet, because at this point I was trying to work out what things I'd need. So let's get on with it. In fact, there's another 50 there, so I've got enough steel sheets. That's one piece of positive news. So clearly I'm going to need to go mining again for certain materials, but let's start off. I'm going to need to make some constant tan, so I need 35 in total, so just one batch will be fine, and I need to make one batch of invar as well. Let's copper and nickel, and for invar it's iron and nickel. So let's grab 2 nickel, assuming that actually works, 1 iron, 1 copper, except I've got no iron, so that's going to be a problem. Oh, come on, give me something. Right, okay, so now I've got twice as much. Right, okay, so let's get this in here. So let's set this to 4. And let's get that going. Right, that copper can go in there because we're going to need it anyway. I'm going to bring this over here so it's ready to use. We've got no more iron. I mean, at a push we could recycle those iron sheets. Maybe that's no bad thing to do at this point. We've got a few bits of stuff in here, and I'm going to get rid of one of those as well. Desperate times call for desperate measures. So there we are, that's a little bit of iron. It's not a lot, but it's also cleared a slot in there. So, right, that's going into here. I could, of course, use charcoal. I could intercept some here and use charcoal instead of using coal to make the steel. But let's see what the mining rocket comes back with. Maybe it will come back with good stuff. Okay. It's turned on. Yes, it is good. Right, so hopefully we've got enough fuel to make this work. Okay, we've certainly got plenty. Yeah, we've got plenty of pressure in those pipes. Okay, so that's good news. Right, I'm going to start whilst that's running. I'm going to go and grab something. I know we've got a mining rocket out, but
Jetpack on.
let's go and get something to contribute towards the cause. Actually, possibly the most useful thing I could do at this point would be to mine some more oxide to make sure we've got plenty of fuel. Might actually be useful, because that's the one thing that, of course, the rocket's not going to bring back, is any ice. And since oxygen seems to currently be the limiting factor on fuel, it seems to make sense to get some. Is my health up because my water's low? Right, I need to actually go get some water. Right, that's the rocket returning, that's good. Best double check that it's functioning as designed, hadn't I? Oh, get me out of here. I do not like this helmet. I can't actually work out where the exit is. There we go. Right, lots of material working down there. So hopefully any coal, cobalt, I'm hoping it will get coal as well, and cobalt and of course uranium. We'll just dump in there. There's some coal. Okay, that's good news. That's very good news. Oh no, where's... of course uranium's going to go all the way through and get dumped through the other exit, but that's fine. As long as it does go through, I'm happy. Okay, right, so let's sort out what needs doing. First of all, let's turn that on, feed that in there. Secondly, let's get inside and get some water. Oh. There goes the rocket again. Right. I thought I'd seen a pumpkin over this way. Get in there. No. No, get in there. I feel I should fit a basketball hoop above that. And yes, they are in the game. Did that too fast. Okay, let's go and see what the state of things is. So this is our first challenge, is that I'm not filtering out some of the alloys that I need to be early on in the process. So I'm going to need to deal with that. Not alloys, ores. Got my words all in a muddle. Right, so let's make a huge mess by attempting to fix that. Although I'm going to wait until... oh, no, it's... right. Oh, okay, incredibly it actually did do something with those. Right. So there's some cobalt. Uranium currently is of absolutely zero value to us. So, you know, I'll just lob it down there. Whoa! What the hell was that? I do not understand what just happened. I have no idea what just happened. It was extraordinary. That's smelting copper. Okay, so I do need to program up this sorter here to remove some additional items. So let's go do that. I don't want to have to do this on every single run. Right, import that, edit that code. Okay, so at the moment it's filtering out ices. This is the wrong chip then. I want the one that's pulling out the coal. Oh, did I manually set that one? Maybe I did. Oh, I forgot about the small issue with the rover. That's better. Yes, I did. Okay, so that sort of coal needs to also need to add to that a few other things. So charcoal, obviously, which isn't being sorted. Don't think any of that's going to come back, but I'm also going to use it to dump uranium and cobalt so that you don't go through the arc furnaces. Oh, bloody thing. I hate this interface so much. Wouldn't be so bad if this was in alphabetical order, I'll be honest. Right, cobalt. And uranium. There we go. Right. Okay, hopefully that will resolve that issue. Let's change batteries while I'm passing. So they should now get filtered off straight into there. At some point I'll put some proper processing around this stuff, but the key thing is just to make sure it ends up somewhere that's not where we don't want it. Right, we've got plenty of cobalt anyway. At this point I'm just going to replace the floor and see if we've got enough iron. I suspect we haven't, but enough iron to make any of the things we need. No, I think it's fair to say we haven't really got any, have we? Okay, I'm going to have to do another dismantle, I think. Right. Okay, that was in the nick of time. Whoa! Okay. Right, so the cobalt can just stack in there. That can just go anywhere because it is of zero use to me. And those two can go back in here. Okay, wonder how many more are like that. Hopefully not too many. There's cobalt in there, that's for sure. So I need to just eject it all. Okay, stack that, grab that, drop that in there. That's not going to go in there, is it? That's alright, I'll throw it in here. That's fine. All in one way to solve the problem. Right, okay, that's now finished doing what it's doing. Okay, that is coming out here. Probably shouldn't just be throwing uranium around, but you know. Right. Let's see how we get on. That certainly seems to be sorting out our ore stocks at least, so see as this lot churns through. Grab this partial stack of cobalt. Which one was it? That one. So going to grab an ore coal. Right. Okay. That keeps going for a little while. So the 50 stacks of coal I've got I'm going to use for making steel, but the others are going to go straight into the feed chute in here. There we go. Right. So what's going on here? Why have we still not got what we ordered? Right, so let's just look up Constantan. 1 to 1.5 temperature, 100 kPa to 10 MPa pressure. So where are we now? That should surely be, it is in the range, it's just not actually made the Constantan. There we go, good job. Right, so now I'm going to set that up to value 5. I'm going to replace the glass on the window. I'm going to drop the nickel in there. That is coming with me, and that is getting ordered up, one of those. Hopefully we've got one by now. There we go. Right, this is good news because we're starting to make some progress on these. So let's hope this will make what we want. So let's check INVAR. 1.2 to 2k, 6 to 7 MPa. Okay. Probably ought to bring some readings outside of this box so I don't have to keep ripping the front off, but for now I'm just going to do a quick and dirty because I want to know this is actually going to do it. Right, that's not got enough pressure in it. It's probably not a surprise really because I hadn't actually let it fully cycle. Right, I'll do that. That should cycle. Good, right. And then obviously the next thing we're going to need is to make an absolute load of steel. So I can go in there. I'm going to grab that 50 cobalt and I'm going to preload the advanced furnace with that. In fact, we might even be able to get some stellite making because that's silver and silicon. Let's check it out. So
Hunger
if I put in
caution.
50 silver and 100 silicon, that should work just fine. Whoa! I do not know what that is that's going through there that's
Hydration
causing that.
critical.
Oh, is it the silicon? Maybe it is. Right, come on. Yeah, nearly pressed it again. Probably did press it again, to be honest. Okay, let's get this going. Didn't even need that, but since I'm passing, do need some water in a minute. No, that's not having it. Okay. So we're going to set this up to setting 4 and power it up. And I'm actually going to cheat a little bit because I'm going to pre-light it, which is going to melt the cobalt, but it will never get to the right temperature. And then that should have all the ingredients, and then we can do another burn to actually get our stellite. Okay, that should do it. Let's grab a quick drink while we're waiting. That remains set, that's good. I should modify, now you can write to these dials as well as read from them. I should really modify the other code for the standard furnace to turn it off when it's done its thing. It would save fuel. Oh, come on, this bit always feels like it takes forever. Let that grind. At least those items. In fact, there's a fair chunk in the pipe still, so... Okay, now I'm just gonna do that, and hopefully that should... This time we should get some stellite out of there, which is good news. Oh, there's loads left in that chute. Right, it's still chewing its way through our hot gas, although I suspect that probably we're making hot gas rather faster than we're using it now. Or, I should say cooling it, not using it. Yeah, that's getting quite a lot of gas in there now. Right, that really has got a lot in the pipe. How's this coming along? Ah, need to open that valve there and let some... Boom, there we go. Right, that's our stellite. So combined with what we already had in there, which was 0. Oh no, of course it's in the tool printer. We had a little bit in there, didn't we? 30, and we've got 27 astral. Right, okay. So I think we're good there. I need to eject some of these actually because I need the Inconel. Okay. So we're getting there. It'd be nice if that Invar had made. I don't know whether it has or not. Doesn't appear to have done. Thinks it's in the right zone to make it, but it's not. No. I think that gets too hot with the glass on. I'm going to leave the glass off for a bit. The marginal benefit of capturing a little bit of extra nitrogen is not what it once was. Right, what's this actually attempting to smelt? Okay, well, it's still going. Right, okay, well, look, we've still got problems with cobalt coming through. Suspect we've got problems on the other side as well, because it seems to be taking a long time. Or maybe not. What just happened? It was weird. It was like something outgassed really aggressively. I'm wondering whether if you put uranium through an arc furnace it actually does cause some problems. Oh well. Right, let's see if I can get it in from here. Throw! Oh, really close, but just went wrong at the last minute. Okay. So the next thing we need that Invar to smelt so that I can do some... Right, that really ought to work in a minute. Invar first, then steel, large quantities of steel. How much iron have I got?
Jetpack on. Hunger critical.
Still no iron. That's actually a bit depressing. I thought with all of this it would have... Okay, I might have to go manually mine some iron, but I don't mind that too much when it's just that the mix that's coming off the rocket isn't quite what we need. Be nice if this would make though. Right, it's too hot. And it's too it's actually only slightly too hot, but it is too high pressure. Hopefully it will pass through the right cooling point. Is it still pumping in? It is. Stop pumping in, you silly thing. I don't know what it thinks it's doing. That's quite strange. Right, okay. Is this going to do it? It might do. No, it's heating up again. As it empties, it's reheating the gas. So we're going to hit the right pressure, but the wrong temperature. I can't turn that off fast enough, can I? No, that'll be too low now. Yeah, that's too low. I don't quite know what's going on here. I'm going to let that cool right down. I do wonder whether I need to recalculate invar. Right, have I got a slot where I can put that? No, I really haven't. Except I did need blue paint internally, so let's grab that and throw that in there. Right. Yeah, I can only assume that was uranium going through the arc furnace that caused that flame out, because I don't know where the uranium was, but there was another lump of it and it never seemed to materialise, so... Right, I'm going to let that cool right down and do its thing. That really is the constraining factor right now, is a need to make invar and steel. Actually, we need to make steel more. But I've got no iron, so, you know. Maybe I'll go iron mining rather than just watching all these machines work. It's probably a better use of time, isn't it? Oh, we've got some oxygen available as well. Let's throw that in.
Jetpack on.
Right, plenty of iron anyway. We're sitting on a great big seam of it, but I'm not going to mine that. That's far too close to the internal part of the base. Of course, this is going to end up in the smelting queue behind other things, but it's a start. And broadly, I think the reason that we're getting low on copper, it's from building rockets, and iron, it's from making steel to build rockets, but there we go. Hopefully we won't lose this one. That's 150, that's a decent start. Or nearly 150. If I can get 200, I can just throw it straight in and just directly use it to make steel, which is my plan. We do need a little bit of iron in its own right to make the electronics parts, but not very much. Right, what I want is another iron deposit that's reasonably near the surface, so that looks like it. Okay, cool. Right, may as well finish this while I'm here. Going to need more of it anyway, so iron is at least the quickest thing to mine. Right, those sensor glasses need new batteries. Okay. So that one can just go in. No, that can go in. Go in. And that one can just go in. And the rest of it is going in here once I've got this working. It's still not... Oh, of course I turned that off, didn't I? It can't fill. Right. I don't know what this reagent mix here is. Let's throw it in here and find out. Oh, it's the tomatoes, is it? Okay, fair enough. Well, nothing to be done for them, is there? They are just... doomed to go forever around the processing loop, I suppose. I need to program up one of these with a... if you program a -1 divided by 0 into it as the stack size, it will just delete objects from existence. So I may have to do that just to get rid of the tomatoes. Right, that fuel appears to have pre-ignited. Because it's still attempting to fill. I mean, to be fair, it might work. It's just a bit too hot. Okay, well, let's see whether it can manage it. It's just getting hotter though, that's the problem. I might have to review the settings for making Invar. It doesn't seem to be working very well. Pressure's still going up and the temperature's still going up. Right, I'm going to turn that off. Definitely don't need to feed it any more fuel once it's overshot on both temperature and pressure. Yeah, I think these settings definitely need a bit of a review. This is now becoming a frustrating bottleneck though. We're ready with everything else. Just wondering whether I can actually hit some steel off this. Because if I can... to 100, it needs to be at least 600. Yeah, that should work, right? So... I said that, this might just do it on the way back down. If it doesn't this time, I'm ejecting this and I'm going to get it making steel so that at least I can start building. I mean, one thing I suppose I could do in the meantime is I know I need electronics parts, so let's get some of those going. So how many of those do I need? I need quick consultation of my spreadsheet. Right, electronic parts, I'm going to need 57. Okay, well, might as well start that going, right? No, that is going to be too hot. Too high pressure by the time it drops below the acceptable.
Jetpack on.
Maybe I can get in and trigger the might be able to do it. Did that actually did it, but I don't think it's made it. Oh no, it has. That's a miracle. Well, it's not a miracle. That is a victory of man over machine. Actually, is what that is. Right. Okay. There's our invar. Let's throw that in there. Right. Now I need steel. I need lots and lots of steel. So let's set that to setting 1. Let's just start throwing these in, let them get processed. Okay. Right, hopefully the steel won't be such a pain to make. Okay, so we're out of iron, not a surprise. Have I got any iron yet? Actually have. That's more of a surprise, I'll be honest. Okay, go, go, go. Right, plastic sheets. Whilst I'm thinking about this stuff, how many plastic sheets do I need? I also need 57 plastic sheets. Currently have 0, so let's... Okay, there's enough in there to make 54, so that's a pretty good start. Oh, there's some extra iron. Okay, well I'll take that. That can go in here. Keep that going a little bit longer. Right, that's going to need gold. Gold we can do. I know we're going to need also another 37 gold for building the actual rocket, so that can go in there. Right, how's that going along? Copper. Yeah, we're basically just going to need all the copper we can get in that machine, so let's just spam it. Right, you carry on. You get in there. Right, there's our first 20. Now, if I'd been smart, I'd have made a spare locker which we could have put somewhere for all these stacks. But I don't think there's any more iron. No, it doesn't look like it. Oh well, never mind. Right, those can go in there for now anyway. Okay, that's cycling. Run out of iron.
Jetpack on.
There is actually a little bit of iron in there. What I have run out of now is... Oh, there's... Yep, that's actually blocked out as well. Next thing that's going to be a problem is copper. Okay, go, go, go. Okay, there's a 50 stack. Just recycle that, get rid of it. How's this coming along? Not awfully well, but that's because I turned the gas off, so that's okay. Right. Okay, so there should be 8 in there. Actually, that's enough. I needed 57, I've got 58. I didn't count right, did I? And there's another 20 of them. Okay, that's going to run out of iron again in a minute.
power low.
Recycle that. I don't know what that's going to make, but a mess probably. By the time it's gone through the yep. I don't know what that is. If this ever heats to the right temperature to make anything. I don't know what's going on with this furnace. It seems to be very unreliable suddenly. What else have I got that I don't need anymore? The old mining drill, that can get recycled. Has it got a battery in? No, right, get in there. Unfortunately, there we are, that's just iron, that's fine. We better keep everything in there for a minute. That was better before I messed with it. Right, in there. Let's see how we get on. So we've got 46. So we're actually nearly there. We only need this to get to a 17 stack, and then that's all of the electronic parts. Just drink that. $14. 15. It's making number 16. Now it's making number 17. Okay, so unless I've miscounted, that should be what we need there.
Hydration critical.
Get rid of that. Right. Come on, what is going on with this bloody furnace? It's really annoying. Right, I'm going to reset the whole system. It's really strange because it does seem to have become completely unreliable. It was working reliably, it was slam the ingredients in, leave it, come back and you've got what you wanted, but now it seems to be very much not working like that. What I am going to do is just move the output along a bit. Right, what are we smelting in here? Copper. Don't even know what's going on in that side. Nothing at the moment. It's just got itself jammed up a little bit. I guess what I could do is just again remove the corner. Oof, smack myself in the face with a piece of nickel, why don't I? Where did the other bit of... there it is. You had seen 2 bits of silicon. Right. Now What is this furnace doing? Still emptying. Ah, I've just realised that has not got enough iron in it. That's what's going on. That is completely user error. I thought I had put enough in, but I can't count. Not only that, we haven't even got another one spare. No. Okay, well that's the issue, isn't it? So I need another ingot of iron in there. Is there any silly little bits left in there? It's not worth mucking about trying to do it. It will come right in the end. There must be iron in here somewhere. Right, okay, in the meantime, let's get inside. Let's get some water sorted out. I'm definitely going to keep growing pumpkins rather than anything else. It's so much easier because they just come rolling towards you when you come in. We're just going to switch to pumpkin farming now. Plus they're slightly easier to pick up because they're big. Go in there. Throw them in there. We'll need to make some more soup at some point. That can go downstairs. Let's clear some of these. Okay. Right. So, question is, have we got any more iron yet, or do I need to go and get some? I probably... oh no, I was going to say probably need to go and get some. Let's drop that in there. There we go, there's the steel. Right, let's drop that in and see what that makes. Oh, a bit more invar, I'll take it. Right, so the invar can go in there. The steel needs to be split. I'm going to put it into two 200 stacks. Yeah, that's a reasonable starting point anyway. Right, so the astraloy, I need 88 astraloy, so let's try and make 100, which means it's going to need, I think, 200 steel. Which means probably we're going to need more steel in a minute anyway. 100 copper, 100 cobalt, I think we could do that. Yeah, we've got the 100 cobalt. I don't know whether I'm going to have the 100 copper though. Okay, well let's start by putting 200 of that in there.
Jetpack on.
Oh, no, we have actually got the copper. Let's do this. Turn this off. Right, I need that from over there. Right, we've got quite a lot building up in here. An awful lot of uranium, which is amazing and useless. Right. So let's throw that in there. I'm actually going to set this for Inconel because it's the coolest one, which means it will need the least. Whoops, should have done it there. I really just want it to start heating up so that it begins melting. Because we've got quite a lot here that we need to get through. Come on. I'm just trying to hold it hot enough that it will actually process. And then once it's done that, then I'll do a proper firing. Okay, that's everything we need. That needs to be set to 1. That can be turned on. Just make sure that's fully reset. Okay. Actually getting a bit low on fuel there. Let's see if I can mix some more. Is that just a temperature problem, or is that a... No, we haven't got very much of it, have we? That's because what we have got is coming out of the hab. Okay, I'm going to have to go mine some ice.
Jetpack on.
Right, so hopefully once I've done this I can mix enough fuel. Well, I'm hoping that that astrolabe will just make while we're away, but I think there's not enough fuel there to actually pressurise the furnace. There might be. I think we're very close now to being able to mass produce all the parts for the rocket and just build it all in one go, which will be very nice. Clearly the mining rocket is helping a lot. Once I get this up and running and we've got the ice going as well, as long as we have no more melt room explosions, that would be good. But you can start to see from the amount that comes through from the rockets why I wanted to make sure the right infrastructure was in place before I started actually using rockets, because if you get huge stacks of ice just pouring out of a rocket and going everywhere and then they melt in daytime, it's not very long before you've got an inferno. And you can see even with the system in place on the ore processing, it's not really fast enough. There's probably an argument that a stacker might help a bit, but of course the order that these stacks come out of a rocket is essentially random. So I might insert a stacker into the flow just to reduce the volume a bit. I might do that with both of them, honestly, but it's still just going to have a whole lot of chunks coming through. Right, if that is not enough oxygen to make enough fuel for what we need, I'm going to despair slightly, I'll be honest, because that's quite a lot. Right, that clearly did not get off the ground, did it? Let's turn these goggles off, it's a bit easier to see what's going on. I'm not quite sure what's going on now. It's like it's not trying to pressurise. That's better. I mean, I get it's going to struggle because there's not really enough gas, but I'll let it use what it can. And in the meantime, I'm going to go melt this. So I'll put a bit in the crusher and I'm going to throw some in the melt room and see whether that's working any better. Don't want to risk finding that it's not when I'm this short.
Jetpack on.
Obviously lost an awful lot of oxygen and nitrogen in particular from that melt room when I had to open it and just let the gas come out because I couldn't get close enough to close the door again. But had I not done that, I would never have discovered the problem, so it was a smart thing to do really on one level. That's my story and I'm sticking to it, and you can't prove I'm wrong. And the Board of Inquiry don't want to hear about me again, so that's fine. I think I'm all safe there. Right, that seems to be doing something. When I see numbers changing, that's encouraging. I'm not sure what's going on this side, I'll be honest. Not so much. See if I can bring the temperature up a bit. Oh! Okay, I think that's the crushers in there picking things up. I think they need to be on their own circuit. They're clearly quite power intensive. What the hell just happened? I just saw chunks of volatile ice clip through the wall at a very high velocity. Yeah, that's not supposed to have been able to happen. I think it's fairly safe to say there's now a fire in the left side, thanks to volatile ice clipping through walls. Well, I'm just going to let that burn itself out, to be honest, and let the right-hand side do its thing. Hopefully it won't explode, but I don't think I want to stand too close to it just in case it does. Yeah, there's not actually any pressure coming up from there, so I can hear rumbling noises, which is never good. I'm sure as hell not opening that door. Right, okay, well, let's just leave that well alone for now. Nothing to see here. Move along, move along.
Power critical.
Oops, quick battery change, I think. There we go, there's our astraloy. Okay, so I think I've got everything I need now to make more rockets. I also think I've got a small fire going on under the base, but hopefully that's nothing to worry about. Everything is fine. Move along. There is nothing to see. It never happened. Right, what I will need is some tank kits. I don't think I have enough steel in here to make 4 of them. No, but I can make 1, which is a start. I will need some more steel, won't I? That's the only way round it. Wonder how the iron... How's the iron looking? It's looking kind of empty, I'll be honest. Wonder how long I wait before I conclude that it's safe to open something. I think when I do, I'm going to open that top frame there and just let the pressure come out, because yeah, there's quite a lot of gas in the right hand side, but it is pumping out, so that's good. Yeah, that was fun. I'm not taking responsibility for that one, actually. I did not anticipate a scenario in which it was possible for ice to move fast enough to clip through an entire frame. That's not on me. I'm sorry, it's just not. Right, those we don't need. They're going in there. Okay, well that's a good start.
Hydration critical.
No, no more. I need 1 more in there, but let's at least get that started. Right, I'll go mine some in a minute. This is nearly finished. Well, it sounds quiet now. Any gas that's in there is effectively lost, because I won't be able to... if I open it, I'm going to get blown flying by the pressure. But without a vent, it's not going to suck it out anyway, so... basically, what the hell? Wow, okay, that's still quite hot then. I was hoping that I could avoid igniting everything. Okay, well I think I'll leave that for, you know, a few weeks to cool down. Or open over here somewhere where the flame has no cable, because cable is what catches fire. Could be a good solution. Whoa, except I can still catch fire. My glasses are on fire. No! My glasses are burnt off. Those glasses are a nightmare. Damn it. I should have serious facial burns by now. That's the second pair of glasses I've burnt off my own face. Oh well. That's still quite hot. Okay, well, alright. So I lost some perfectly good sensor lenses again, and there were some other issues, but yeah, what's coming out of there is hot, but I think we'll be okay. I'm just going to let that settle now. $367. Oh, okay, really, that was quite a fire, wasn't it? That's destroyed the vent and the crushers and quite a bit of the cable. So, yeah, I can see that wasn't going very far. Let's see if I can at least get something reconnected. I haven't really got enough cable for this, but... Oh, plus I can't actually get in around these damn pipes now. Oh no, and it destroyed the electric drain. Disaster of all disasters, that is. And then that must be going that way. Yeah, thought I might be able to just about get those reconnected. Right, well, there we go. Okay, that's toast. They're totally gone. The incredible clipping ice. Right. Let's quickly grab some water. And then let's get going. Oh, I need copper. Have I got any copper yet? Maybe not. No.
Jetpack on.
Okay, get going on rebuilding the rocket. Oh, okay, maybe... I don't know what I need to do to rebuild the rocket. Do I need to destroy this one? Maybe? Maybe I didn't need to build all these parts. Wrench required to deconstruct. Maybe I can actually get back most of the parts. I can. Well, had I known that, that would have saved me a lot of hassle. Still, I've got the parts for rocket number 3 now. I don't want to deconstruct the pad. What? Oh. Hello? Okay, I don't think that's meant to work quite like that. But, you know, if that's how it's going to work, who am I to complain? We've got enough stuff to make rocket number 3. Wait, what? Or not? Yeah, okay, there's a small issue here, I feel. Well, let's see how we get on.
Jetpack critical.
Damn. I was hoping I just about had enough jetpack to do that. No, I'm out of reach as well. Okay, well, I'll have to go and fix the jetpack, won't I? Okay, well, this is quite strange. I'm now not sure whether if I reconstruct these rockets, it'll actually just give me a new rocket. I don't think it's meant to work like that, but Maybe it does. In which case that would be outstanding, because we're basically ready to build the third rocket. Which I had no plans for rocket number 3, but you know, if that's where we're at. Hello, could we maybe... What's going on? Oh, stabilizer's turned off, that's what's going on. Stray bit of... Right, modular rocket engine requires wrench to deconstruct. Okay. And angle grinder. Well, okay, it would appear that that's the solution. Could have saved doing all my complicated calculations actually, couldn't I, by just grabbing this slot to see what was left over. There we are. I knew there had to be some more because that was the wrong number. Right. What does it need to rebuild this? Steel sheets. Rebuild launchpad. I mean, in theory this should be easy if I can just find the pieces. Engine. No, whoops. There we go, there's the engine. Right, so this one I wanted the fuel tank, and then I had the silo on top. So let's place the fuel tank. And then let's place the silo. And then I need the... There's the ice miner. Where's the coupling? Where is the coupling? That's the... Okay, well let's... I'll guess start with some of this. I maybe can find it. Maybe it's... Is it fallen down a hole? Who knows? Right, anyway. Okay, I need a wrench and a tank on that one, but I can still do something useful on that one. There's the tanks. There's the wrench. And plastic sheets. No, it's steel sheets. Ah, pressing all the wrong buttons again. Right. Electronic parts, plastic sheets. Okay, now where is the coupler? Okay, that's quite strange. Coupling module appears to have vanished. I'll make another one. If I find it, then it's all well and good, but... it may be the only thing that didn't survive.
Power low.
Oh good, power low.
Power low. Power low. Alert. Alert. Power low.
Oh, it's a bit of a false alarm because the battery it happens to be monitoring. This seems to be the only one that's not getting charged. So I won't worry too much about that for a minute. Right, come on. Give me some copper. There's no copper, so knowing that there's no copper... Whoops! I'm going to have another search for this coupling module. That's the ice mining. And that's the automation, so I do need both of those to pick them up. That's the steel sheets, and that's the rest of the steel sheets. Okay, maybe the coupling module is the only thing that needs remaking. Just need some copper then, don't I?
Alert. Alert. Power low. Power low.
Silver. We seem
Alert.
to have got lots of less useful stuff, but not so much of the useful ones. Is there any copper in here? There is. There's actually tons of other stuff in there as well, though, isn't there? Just going to be a right pain, because copper's the last one to come out. Okay, it's not quite the last one to come out, but... let's get one of them making. It's like a bowling alley. We could probably set something up in here. Uranium bowling. To be honest, that sounds like something out of Fallout.
Hunger caution.
Right, I'll feed these at least into the solid generator, and then I'll stick that coupling module on.
Alert. Alert. Power low. Power low.
Right, that's not running anyway. It's just strange. I don't really understand how batteries decide which one to charge, but anyway, that's fine.
Power low.
It's not really power low.
Alert. Alert. Power.
Jetpack on.
Right, okay, that doesn't want to fit there at all, does it? There should be an up. An up? No, it should be a down. Placement requires support. Okay, this is strange, and I don't quite understand what's going on. Unless I've got to dismantle the whole thing back to absolutely zero, which is possible. I suppose there's only one way to find out. Wrench. Angle grinder. And wrench on there. And drill. And angle grinder. And angle grinder. And wrench. And angle grinder. And everything's going to fall in that hole when I do this.
Hydration critical.
Right, okay, so now we are legitimately building a brand new launch pad from scratch. Engine. Fuel tank. Silo.
Jetpack on.
Coupling module. Oh, you stupid thing. Why? Why will you not go on? Okay. Is there anything else left to do on the pad?
Power low.
No, right, the pad is done. Okay, plastic sheets. that is definitely built. And that will definitely not go on. Okay, and it won't change. I can't flip it up and down. No, I don't know what is going on here and how I'm supposed to fix that problem. Okay, well, let's temporarily bin that. So the ice mining module then needs to go, but I can't put anything else on until I've got the coupling module.
Jetpack low.
And off we go again.
Jetpack critical. Jetpack on.
Right. I'm not sure what is going on with this coupling. This might be a reload job. I haven't done it backwards, have I? No, this is what I had last time, because otherwise things wouldn't line up. Yeah, I just don't know why that won't fit now.
Hunger critical.
There should be an up coupling, down coupling, because it should be feeding from the miner into there. But pressing C, it rotates around, and it's not having any of it. Just says replacement requires support, which is fantastic, but it's got support. So, okay, I think that's a reload job. I hope that will fix it. So in the meantime, let's gather up all our stuff. Good to see one of our rockets is behaving anyway. Right, okay, that's all the critical things I need anyway. Just going to drop them in there. Right, what's the problem over here? Why am I got a system failure? Has something weird got in here? No. Okay, it's probably the gas generator has run out of, gas generator has run out of fuel. That's what's going on there. At least we know this is set up. Right, so I need to just probably open this valve. Yeah. Okay, that's dealt with system failure. Well, that's a bit frustrating. I was really hoping that that rocket would work. We've been screwed up by a special feature. Kind of wonder whether I could build it in a slightly different place and it would work. Or whether it's the parts that I'm building out of that somehow remember that they were once part of another rocket. It's weird because the coupling module was the only thing that didn't recover when I dismantled it. I do think maybe it thinks there's a rocket already there. Oh well, we'll find out on a reload whether that solves it. In the meantime, that is set up now, yeah. So in theory I could actually fuel it. Right. Further repairs required to that ice room at some point. Actually, I might just quickly put at least the cabling back and an active vent if I've got enough copper to do that. Probably just about able to make an active vent. Maybe have to make an ice crusher, I don't know. Yeah, it looks good. I'll take one. I'm only going to put one together this time. Right. Let's get some of this rebuilt.
Hydration critical.
Okay, now I can see what I'm doing. Set inward. Turn that on. Right, I'm going to put one... Oh, they've burnt the chute off the end there as well, look. I'm going to put one ice crusher and I'm going to line it up there. And I'm just going to leave that pipe. It'll act as a bit of a barrier. And if the water pipe bursts, well, it's a quicker way of emptying things than using a powered one. Take a piece of chute off the end there. Should just be a question, oops, of, oops, getting in here, and there we go, that lines up nicely. So I'm going to need a couple of iron sheets, and other than that we're good to go on that crusher. Oh, I've got no iron left in here now, have I? I ejected it. Right. So let's do this. And
Filter low.
this. Okay, and then once I've done this, I'm going to end this episode, basically because I think I need to do a reload to see whether or not I can finish sorting out that rocket or not. But in the meantime, let's finish this. Oh, it was one sheet, not two. Okay, well, there we go. Problem solved. Turn that on. Let's get out of here. I should probably just rename that active vent. Active vent. Other ice. Whoops. And close those. Turn that off. Reset the broken reset the whole chip. Okay, we're back in business. I'm not sure why it thinks there's a vacuum in in here. That makes some sense. Guess that's crunched it all up nicely. Yes, that has worked well. There should be some pressure in there. Oh, the electronics weren't running, so of course it didn't pressurise. Okay, let's get some pressure in there. Right, hopefully that's enough in both cases that once any ice ends up in there, it will immediately melt. Okay, I don't think I can do anything else on that now until I fix the rocket problem. So I am going to go inside the base, get some food and drink. I think we'll chuck them in here. Got a can after all. I didn't mean to chuck them into that machine, that was stupid. They won't take uncooked pumpkins, will it? Moment of not paying attention has caused all sorts of chaos. Right, they can go in that machine. That can go in that machine, and that can go in there. Okay, good. Now I need some more soup. And I need some water. Okay. Right. So I think I'm going to end that there. We have kind of got 2 rockets, I guess. Maybe we've got 3 rockets. I don't really know. It depends on whether or not I can dismantle the one that's there successfully and rebuild it on a reload or not. I'm not quite sure what will happen if I can't. But I guess we'll just have to see. Anyway, right, we'll try that. I suppose otherwise I'll just have to move it elsewhere, which will just be annoying. It'll just basically mean that there's that one frame where rockets cannot exist. Anyway, we'll see how we get on. Next episode, I aim to have at least 1 more rocket operating. So for now, I hope you've enjoyed that episode. And if you are enjoying it, please don't forget to subscribe and like and make some comments, and I'll try and answer you. In the meantime, I'll see you on the next video.